Hello everyone, this is Cherry, and welcome back to my Facebook and Instagram and YouTube page. And as always, I'm gonna put the videos on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And today I wanna talk about my mixed feelings for the World Cup that I watched with my dad over the past few weeks. First of all, I want to talk about why I decided to watch this year's World Cup series. Well, the story behind it is because the first year that I started watching was because I just wanted to hang out with some church friends. So I just went to like a restaurant and watched it with them. But I didn't really have much interest because I just wanted to hang out with my friends and have some common topic. So that was that. And then the next time I watched, I was on a cruise ship with my relatives and my family. And then they were just like, the World Cup was just on at the cruise ship I was on, and then my dad and my uncles are like, oh, let's watch the World Cup, it's on. We don't get to watch it when we go back home to our house or something. So I just watched it with them, but I still wasn't really interested. And then this year's Father's Day has been really, really, really meaningful because yeah, in the past, and maybe I prayed that it would be better, that I didn't really have a good relationship with my dad arguing, but the World Cup has really reconciled our relationship and has brought us back together, and we're just having more peace and more common topics. So I'm just thankful that I get to watch the World Cup with my dad this year, and it just created so much joy and happiness. And also, for the teams that I support, I really have some like mixed feelings. At first, I wanted to support Japan because, they are doing really well, and with their defense, they're doing very well. And I really want them to win because they never got into like any of like the semifinals or anything. But even though they just got into the kickoffs, I was happy. It was so emotional when everybody cried when they lost. It was just saying, oh, Japan, I wish you all the best in getting in, but they just lost anyhow. But they could have just like hung in, but they like couldn't stand it anymore, and they just lost, and everybody was just crying. And then and then for the next one, I was like, oh, I want to support Brazil because they got what is it? They got they got 5 World Cup trophies in a row, and I was just saying, and my heart said, oh, I want you to be happy, so I wish you all the best in getting 6 World Cup trophies in a row. And so I prayed for them, and then, they lost, but then I thought about it, and they said, and I said, oh, maybe, you shouldn't be so greedy and just like hope for 6 in a row, and maybe it just wasn't meant to be. And so I was like, okay, that's fine with Brazil. And then, and then for the finals, and then I was just saying, oh, my dad wasn't rooting for Argentina, but personally for me, I always looked up to Messi. I said, you're doing such a good job. You have, 8 goals that you scored. You almost made world record for scoring the best goals, but and I wanted to have a happy retirement with this world record and all this stuff. And my dad, at first, he was like, oh, I don't want to support Argentina, but then he agreed with me. He was like, oh, I'll support Argentina because I agree with you. I want Messi to have a happy retirement too, but we were so disappointed when they lost. And we were just sad to see Messi crying. My dad said, "Poor Messi." I was thinking, yeah, he's so sad. He could have a happy retirement, just like perfect and all, winning and with his last before retirement. But we felt so bad. He was crying. But in the end, we all rooted for Argentina because we wanted Messi to have a happy retirement, but he didn't. But at least he got a silver medal, and we're all happy now. And even though we don't know what he's gonna do, we support him, and I hope we really look up to the next World Cup. All right, thank you, and everyone have a good day. Bye.